Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you tuning in once again, and thank you for all the subscribers in the comments. Appreciate it. Hey, hit that little icon and be part of the group. So anyways, last weekend we went to Ohio, and went to seeing the MCW facility. Good people down there. It was a great time. Wife comes over with a AMT kit, the Weekender, the Weekend Wrencher. It's like the automotive service kit. I don't know if it was more of a at-home type kit thing or whatnot. I don't know, but it was still pretty cool. And I just like, oh, I got ideas for this thing. I've been always wanting to build a diorama for my model cars, and I thought that'd be so cool to do this. So, anyways, a while back, I watched Lucas C's channel. I mean, everybody knows who Lucas C is, right? I mean, most people, I would assume. He had a article, or he had a show he put out with an article from Scale Auto magazine. I think it was published back in '83, and they had this section in the book of this guy that built this Union 76 diorama. And I thought, oh man, I got to build one of these. I've been wanting to do this forever, and I just haven't done it. So the cool thing is, the 76 branding has always been just near and dear to me. My dad retired out of there back in '87 from Marla Oil and Gas. I mean, we would skip the bus ride home, go down, hang out with Dad, and it was just cool being there. And it's probably why I wrench today for a living. I don't know. He always told me not to, but I guess I've never learned. So anyways, so that sign that's in my intro, the intro video I have, there's a 3D print thing in there, and it shows a 76 sign. I built that on my 3D printer. I have a EPAX 3D resin printer. I've had it for a little over a year now, and I don't use it as much as I like to. Originally bought it for my model railroading. That's my other pastime hobby that I hardly get to work on anymore. I used to be into it like, oh my god. That's my part of my engine collection in the back there, and HO scale. So anyways, I built the sign for a diorama I was building, or a scratch built gas station I was building for the model railroad setup, and that was my first trial for it. And it turned out pretty cool. It's all LED lit and everything, and I'm telling you, this wasn't a, it wasn't one of those like print it, paint it, cool. It wasn't nothing like that. I mean, this thing took me weeks to do, maybe longer to assemble it. And I learned a lot doing it, and I thought, man, that would utilize this so much for building a diorama. I could make the gas pumps, I can make a lot of the interior pieces, stuff like that. And this kit that I got, now I have the measurements for some of the things in this kit, and I can actually make more of them with the 3D printer, things like that. So I thought, man, this works out perfect. And so I'll show you what I got going on here, and we'll go from there. Let's take a look. Hold on. Okay guys, this is the kit we're going to use. The Weekend Wrenching. We be wrenching. So yeah, this is the kit we picked up over the weekend. Pretty cool starter set for what we're going to do, building a diorama. Probably going to have to build a few more items to match that, or go with it, or get another kit, one or the other. So like I said, my dad worked at a 76 service station, and I did dig out an old yearbook to find a picture of it, so I don't have one anywhere. So this is where my pappy worked, right here. This picture I believe is from the 80s, I'm guessing. This is the 85 yearbook. Not the year I graduated. I was a 1991 guy. But anyways, it looked like this when I did graduate. So anyways, my dad worked in these two doors here, and just a lot of fond memories here. We'd always skip riding the bus home, walk uptown, ride home with Dad. He'd get mad because we did that, because we'd bum money from him and go eat at the A&W next door. Just good times, and I remember going home cleaning, or we'd go home, we'd eat dinner, and we'd come back up with my dad so we can help him clean the shop. And we'd have all the lights off except for these bays here, and there's a light switch inside here, and I'd go in and I'd turn that sign on, and my dad would yell at me like, hey, turn that light off out there. I don't want anybody to know we're in here working or anything. Didn't want somebody to come up knocking on the door, want them to fix something, So that was pretty cool. And then up the street, they had a actual gas station with the rotating 76 ball. I thought that was just the coolest thing. So that's what I'm going to try to build for my diorama. I think what I'm going to do is leave this end part off, so it's just this, because this building was actually pretty massive. And like I say, I'll probably put a couple pumps out front here, alter it just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of you know, realism for the cars. Yeah, it's cool. I always remember riding around that old Ford pickup. I think that was like an 82 or 83 with my dad, doing service calls and stuff like that. On a Saturday, we'd go up and help him out or whatever. And like I say, just a lot of cool memories. Yeah, my dad, he's been passed away now for quite a few years and whatnot, but just the memories there are just really cool. So I thought, boy, that'd be really neat. Always wanted to build diorama with that. So like I say, I do have a 3D printer, and I made a 76 sign back in the day for my model railroad, and this is the guy here. This turned out really cool. So it's all inlaid. Get a shot of it close. So it's very smooth. There's no 3D resin printers. Pretty much there's no lines in it. I mean, it's just smooth. It's just super detail. Just whatever you can imagine, you can print it, you know. I messed a little bit on the paint. You can see it's got a little bit of a wrinkle on there a little bit. I don't know if I didn't have the resin clean enough. This was really one of my first builds with the resin printer. So there's two halves glued together, and then I wrapped a piece of styrene around here for the outside, you know, to make it look like the real sign. Use styrene poles for the post and cut them, put them in place, whatnot. It's kind of hard to line all that stuff up, trying to figure out the angles and everything. And made some feet for the bottom. So once again, with the model railroading, there's just a lot of things you'd learn and techniques you can use for the same application. Like I say, it's all LED lit, all that good stuff. I'm not happy with the LED lights in this. They kind of look toyish when it's on. I'm not happy. I may dismantle it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Cool thing is I got the print file saved after I did all the designing work on it. So now I can just print them, whatever, just way we go. I can print multiple of them at the same time and just go from there. So these were my other print test mules here. This one here, this was kind of the start of it. So like I say, it's a front and back. Made it in two halves, glued them together. Everything's recessed in. So this I think was maybe test number 3 or something. I just cannot get A and B glued together right, because you always have one side where it's off just a little bit. Very hard to try to get that lined up when you're using CA glue and it's trying to glue itself together even with the gel. So I went back into the print design, and on the bottom you can see a little line there. So I went in and put a mark on each side, on each half, so when I go to put it together, just rotate the two lines together, and she was perfect. So it worked out pretty good. Printed all the numbers separately from the design, so that way there I could paint everything, and then I could lay the numbers in separately, so it had that nice crisp sharp line, being it was recessed in. Not left-handed, trying to put that in left hand. You get the idea. This was one of my other test ones here. Like I say, they're just clear resin. And the first one, I was trying to figure out the depth. So you can see the 6 is actually higher than the outside, and the 7 is actually really low. I was just kind of seeing what look would look the best. So obviously flat was the way to go with it. And this one here is a 1/87th for HO scale. I was going to build a service station for my railroad setup. And this is 1/2. I just, you know, of course, messed around trying to get it figured out. And I was on a roll, so I thought, you know what, I want to do a boron gas station from back in the day. So this is the sign I made for that. I just haven't got around to finishing it. But like I said, the detail is just amazing in these things. Another one I made. This is my first one. I mean, this thing's thinner than a dime. Just crazy thin. Super detailed. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to go with. I got my print over here. Sorry, my phone's plugged in. Everything's dying. You know, I forgot to plug it in. So that's my 3D e-packs, and it's got a really nice print resolution to it. That's a 5.5-inch bed, I believe, and it goes up. The print head goes up, I think, 9 inches. So you can build pretty cool stuff with it. You know, and if that's the case, if you want to build something tall or whatever, you just you know, just build it to where you can block it together and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's my take on the diorama here, and that's what we're going to go with, is this here. So stay tuned, and we will get some things rolling on it probably in a week or so. Get some materials rounded up and whatnot, and start the build, and I'll keep you guys updated on it. So hey, once again, thanks for watching and following along, and we will see you the next time around. You guys have a good one.